Good day, everyone. I am Maria Hani Angela Arena. My topic is all about approaches to the school curriculum. So, before we proceed to our discussion, let us first know what is curriculum. So, according to Merriam-Webster, curriculum is the courses offered by an educational institution or a set of courses constituting an area of specialization. So I hope after I discuss my topic, all of you will be able to describe the different approaches to school curriculum, explain by examples how the approaches clarify the definition of curriculum, and reflect on how the three approaches interrelate with each other. From the various definitions, we realize that curriculum is viewed in many ways. Let us look back and use the definitions as a way of classifying curriculum is viewed. In this lesson, let us look at the curriculum as either a content, a process, or product to fully understand the different perspective of what curriculum is all about. This can be one way of approaching curriculum. Curriculum can be approached or seen in three ways. It can be defined as a content, a process, or an outcome. If we examine the definitions provided by the expert in the field, there are three ways of approaching a curriculum. First is to approach it as a content or a body of knowledge to be transmitted. Second is to approach it as a product or learning outcomes desired of learners. Third is to approach it as a process or what actually happens in the classroom when curriculum is practiced. Number 1. Curriculum is a content or body of knowledge. It is quite common for traditionalists to equate a curriculum to a topic outline, subject matter, or a concept to be included in the syllabus or a books. For example, a primary school mathematics curriculum consists of topics in addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, distance, weight, and many more. Another example is in the secondary school science that involves the study of biological science, physical science, environmental science, and earth science. If curriculum is equated as content, then the focus will be the body of knowledge to be transmitted to students using appropriate teaching method. There can be a likelihood that teaching will be limited to the acquisition of facts, concepts, and the principle of subject matter. However, the content or subject matter can also be taken as a mean to an end. When curriculum is seen only as content, the main focus is on teaching facts and concepts. However, content can also be used to develop critical thinking, problem solving, and real world understanding in students. It's about striking a balance between transmitting knowledge and fostering skills. All curricula contain content derived from human discoveries and inventions, regardless of their design. This content is typically based on a specific field of knowledge or discipline, serving as the foundation of teaching and the learning. There are four ways of presenting the content in a curriculum. These are number one, topical approach, where much content is based on knowledge and experience are included. The topical approach organizes curriculum content around specific themes or subjects, emphasizing structured delivery of knowledge based on established fields of study or discipline. 2. Concept approach with fewer topics and cluster around major and sub-concepts and their interaction with relatedness emphasized. The concept approach cluster topics around major sub-concepts emphasizing their interaction and relatedness. It focusing it focuses on understanding overarching concept to foster deeper learning and critical thinking skills. Thematic approach is a combination of concepts that develop conceptual structures. The thematic approach combines concepts to develop cohesive learning experiences with a curriculum, emphasizing interconnections between different areas of studies. Number 4, modular approach that leads to complete units of instruction. Number 4, modular approach that leads to complete units of instruction. The modular approach breaks curriculum into complete instructional units called modules, offering flexibility and customization and learning. And the selection of content. Number one, significance. Content should contribute to ideas, concept, principles, and generalization that should attain to overall purpose of the curriculum. It is significant if content becomes the means of developing cognitive, affective, or psychomotor skills of the learner. As education is a way of preserving culture, content will be significant when this will address to the cultural context of the learner. Content is significant when it contributes to the development of ideas, principles, and skills outlined in the curriculum purpose. It gains importance when it helps develop cognitive, affective, or psychomotor skills and address the cultural context of learners perceiving culture through education. Validity. The authenticity of the subject matter forms its validity. Knowledge becomes obsolete with the fast changing times. Thus, there is a need for validity, check, and verification at a regular interval, because content which may be valid in its original form may not continue to be valid in the current times. This statement emphasizes the importance of regularly verifying information to ensure its authenticity and relevance in changing times. One is utility. Usefulness of the content in the curriculum is relative to the learners who are going to use this. Utility can be relative to time. It may have been useful in the past, but maybe not useful now or in the future. Questions like, will I use this in my future job? Will it add meaning to my life as a lifelong learner? Or will the subject matter be useful in solving current concerns? It points out that usefulness of curriculum content varies for different learners and over time, raising questions about its relevance to future careers, lifelong learners, and current issues. Ability. The complexity of the content should be within the range of experiences of the learners. This is based on the psychological principles of learning. Appropriate organization of content standards and sequencing of content are two basic principles that would influence learnability. This statement stresses that learning material should match learners' experience and follow psychological principles. It emphasizes the importance of organizing content, standards, and sequencing material effectively to enhance learnability. Can the subject content be learned within the time allowed? Resources available, expertise of the teachers, and the nature of the learners. Are there contents of learning which can be learned beyond formal teaching learning engagement? Are there opportunities provided to learn this? Considers if learning the subject content is achievable within given constraints and if there are opportunities for learning outside formal teaching settings. Interest. Will the learners take interest in the content? Why? Are this content meaningful? What value will contents have in the present and future life of the learners? Interest is one of the driving forces for students to learn better. It underscores the significance of making content meaningful and relevant to learners' lives, as their interest drives better learning outcomes. The selection of the content in the curriculum, commonly used in the daily life, appropriated the maturity levels and abilities of the learners, valuable in meeting the needs and competencies of the future career, related to the other subjects, fields, or discipline for complementation and integration, important in the transfer of learning to other disciplines. This guide suggests learning curriculum content that is relevant to daily life, suitable for learning abilities, aligns with future career needs, connects with other subjects, and facilitates learners transfer to different disciplines.